The problem segment today, commercials. Many of us hate them, and advertisers know it, so the ad people try to get celebrities whom we identify with to pitch their products, taking the edge off the advertisement, making it entertaining to the consumer. Michael Jordan is the best example of this right now. But using celebrities can be very risky. With us now is Mike Wilkie of Advertising Age magazine. So let's run down some of these celebrity pitch persons, and you can tell me the ups or downs of using it. Now, in the public consciousness, no one is more prominent than Ellen DeGeneres right now. Are we going to see Ellen DeGeneres in any advertisements?
Well, you know, actors tend to be less often appearing in these sorts of situations versus sports figures. But, you know, my guess is at this point she's going to probably try and hang back a little bit. I don't know if she'll
But would an advertiser out there want to get someone as controversial as Ellen right now?
No, probably not. Probably that situation. But we're talking about personalities that are certainly more or less controversial and more positive in an across-the-board sort of way.
Okay, so that's what advertisers, they're looking for a Bill Cosby. They're looking for somebody who's sympathetic.
But it doesn't always happen that way. I mean, we can look at Dennis Rodman as an example. He's famous for being a bad boy.
And he's hot, isn't he?
And he's still hot. You know, in fact, Eastman Kodak last Christmas used him for, they leveraged his persona for their product in a perfect way. They said Dennis Rodman wants an Advantix camera so bad that he's willing to be good.
He's going to behave. But you know, now that Oprah's turned on him, I think you're going to see the tide turn against Rodman. I'm serious. I mean, a woman as powerful as Oprah says you can't come on the show, your book's too dirty. That's going to hurt him, and I believe that will happen. Now, what about this Tiger Woods Fuzzy Zoeller thing? Kmart canceled Zeller's contract.
Yeah.
Was that a smart move by them?
I think it was, because Kmart has a large African-American contingent for their consumers. And, you know, they want to be very careful about offending those consumers.
Right, and then the fact that he apologized really doesn't matter, because most people say, yeah,
it's already done.
Sure. I mean, plus you're apologizing because you're going to lose the money in this.
Sure.
What about Tiger Woods himself? Is this an endorsement magnet?
Well, you know, his potential is still there. He did make a slip-up early on, but it wasn't a horrible one, and one that I think he will recover from.
Which was that?
That was a joke that he'd made about lesbians. That it wasn't
he made a joke about lesbians?
Yeah, no, it wasn't even.
But Ellen made all kinds of funny jokes about lesbians.
Well, you know, but Ellen's funny.
Hey, oh, that's true. And so Tiger really hasn't hit his stride in the advertising world right now.
No, but I think his potential is really there, and I think that it could probably still happen.
Hottest guy is still Michael Jordan, right?
Oh yeah.
Highest paid, most in demand. Anybody else coming in behind him?
You know, there are so many, I can't even keep up with
Mostly
them all,
athlete
honestly.
baseball players.
Mostly athletes, right.
Now, a guy who's really cooled off is Michael Jackson. He had
Absolutely.
the big Pepsi contract, and he's making a lot of money. Now you don't see him anywhere.
Well, there's a good reason for that.
Yeah, obviously there's a good reason for that. But can he come back? Can he ever recover from this?
Well, you know, stranger things have happened, but I'm not betting on it any more than I'm betting on O.J. Simpson's ability to come back.
Right, so we're not going to see Jackson, we're not going to see Simpson, we're not going to see Woody Allen making commercials anytime soon.
Probably not.
Because there are certain things that the American public just say, hey, look, enough of these guys. I don't care what they are. We don't.
Now, Spike Lee's one that we've seen do some things that.
There's a real interesting one, because Spike Lee's a kind of a feisty guy. Some people think he's a racist, but he's doing the milk commercial and he's around. But I think it's just more urban for him.
It's true.
You don't see him in Mississippi.
He's trying to break out of that, but.
Last question. We have 30 seconds left. Does Madison Avenue understand what people in the Midwest, the South, the Far West? Do they understand the mentality of people out there and what they want to see?
A lot of people think Madison Avenue doesn't. You know, they're stuck in New York and so forth. But, you know, I think that there are plenty of sophisticated people across the country, and there are plenty of less sophisticated people in the cities. You know, I think it's a wash.
Yeah.
It really is.
Well, it'll be interesting to see who the next advertising superstar is. And, you know, in my mind, I don't really have any one name. But I'll tell you who it won't be, Eddie Murphy. You know, Eddie's not going to get too many endorsements after this weekend. And if you don't know what that story's about, I'm sorry, but you got a little trouble. Thanks, Mike.
Sure.